Hey everyone. Whoever want to join, please join me. I'm giving a talk about building applications with AI, or actually integrating AI into your applications. Okay, I will start. So my name is Yossi. I managed the Google Cloud Console team in New York for about 6 years. I led big parts of Google Docs. I was a tech lead for Gmail Calendar, and I built a lot of AI applications at Google. And right now I'm the co-founder of Squid Cloud. We are a platform for building AI agents. The idea is that you can connect your data, whether it's on-prem, on the cloud, we provide all the solutions. You can connect your data, APIs, and other systems, and automate different processes in your application using AI. It's an agentic platform, so you can create multiple agents, connect them together, write your own functions so they can also take actions. So for example, an agent can invoke API, can take action, send email, send alert, or anything like that. So we provide the full platform, including the runtime, for doing that. We are SOC 2 compliant, and as I said before, we can run on any cloud, whether it's your VPC or on-prem or on our cloud solution. I'll go to the next slide. Okay, so in this session, I'm going to show a few demos. It's 20 minutes, so I cannot go deep into the details, but I will show you how to build a few agents, and I will show a few demos, and how to add this agent into your applications. Okay, so we have a console that you can define agents, but everything that can be done in the console can be done in code. We support infrastructure as code, so everything can be duplicated between environments. You can integrate into a testing environment or into any other environment. And the word private means that this AI agent can work on your own data. We never learn your data. We never train on your data, and it's fully secure. We don't duplicate your data. We don't copy it. It stays in your cloud. Okay, so I'll show a few demos. Let's see. So I'll start with one demo. This is actually something that we developed yesterday. I had a problem in reInvent that I was looking for talks that I wanted to join, and the search in AWS website, in the reInvent website, doesn't really provide me with a way to say what type of talk I want to join and how do I find it. Squid provides a very powerful mechanism that can match between entities. So think about it as, I want to match between job description and resumes, or I want to match between my clients and different banking instruments that I provide, or between one case to another case. I want to match them and to find some relation between them. So usually the solution to do it is using keywords or some other heuristics. We build that using AI. So the matchmaking between these two entities is done using AI. And let me give an example. So let's say I want to talk about integrating AI in applications. So this is oh, something happened? Okay. So this is basically my talk. And I'll say I want it for today. And now you can see that it found a few talks. The first one is actually this talk that you are currently in, Building Gen AI Agent, sponsored by Squid AI. It got a score of 95. Another one, which is also similar, Building AI Agents, Full Stack AI with AWS Amplify AI Kit. So this is a much nicer way to find content or to match between requirement and list of entities that you have in your database. The entities can be of any type, and the code for that is basically 5 lines of code. It's very, very simple. I mean, the UI itself, obviously, it's a React application, but it's a very, very simple application. You can just add all the entities to the database and then say, I want to find matches. Very simple code. Let's go to the next one. So, okay. So I'm now in the Squid console, and you can see I'm in some organization called Acme Corp. It's a demo organization, and I created an application called Home Maintenance. And I'm right now on the dev environment, and I created an agent called Maintenance Scheduler. Very basic one. I added a bunch of PDFs for how to maintain different appliances that I have in my house. This is actually one of my teammates. She just uploaded everything that she had in her house. And now I can test a chat. So for example, I can ask a question such as, what type of maintenance jobs do I need to do in my house? Sorry about the typo. And now what's going on right now? This is a RAG solution. Do you guys know what RAG is? Have you heard the term? So RAG is, the idea is that it provides data to the LLM based on external data that the LLM never studied before. But you can see it provides answer. And one thing that is very special about Squid is that we provide citation. We provide the actual link to the source so you know where the data came from. So you can upload any type of document, any type of data to Squid, and then build an agent. This agent is a very simple one. And then you can take that chatbot and embed it in your website. You can just copy paste this code, put it in any website, and you have this agent in your website. It can run on your own data, obviously. And this data can be updated on the fly. So you can write code that modifies the data. You can connect it to Google Drive, to Teams, to any type of data source, including services such as ServiceNow or Jira or other tools that you're using. And then you can ask questions about this data. So very powerful. Okay, questions about this? Anyone has a question? No, okay, cool. Okay, next demo. So here I have a database. Let me close this window. So I have a database. This is a MySQL database. It has some data about a list of stores that sell exercise equipment, such as treadmills and dumbbells and so on. All this data is fake, it's not real data. I can see the data. So, for example, you can see the list of orders, list of stores, and so on. Now, we built a mechanism for query with AI. And again, this is very important. This query with AI, it shows here in the console, but you can write code to automate it and use it in your own application. So you don't need to really use this console in order to do it. But if I do query with AI, I can ask questions such as, show me a pie chart for the top 5 products sold based on the dollar value. And then you can see it. Now I can ask other questions. Let's say, oh, sorry. It shows a pie chart, but very important, as I said before, Squid also provides mechanism that provide you the actual SQL query that it decided to execute, and you can see it here. And it explains how he did it. So, for example, a BI person or a salesperson that asks such question they can actually look at the query and say, oh yeah, it makes sense, or not, it doesn't make sense, and better understand it. Now, before I show a next example, I want to show, this is a database. And many times, it's difficult for the AI to know, based on the database, how to answer such questions, because some of the fields don't make sense, some fields may have special values that are difficult to understand or just don't make sense sometimes. So what we did is, for every table, for every field, there is a way to add description that provide additional context for the AI. And this context can be auto-generated using AI. So what happened is that our system is going to take sample of the data and understand what's in this database. And you can see here that it provides description about this account table. And this description is actually used when we build this type of queries. So let me show another example. So for example, I can say, how many transactions happen in 2023? And what happened now, the AI understands the database schema, and there are a few steps of validation, and it creates a SQL query, and eventually it tells me exactly how many transactions were in this year, and it shows me the query that it generated. And you can do any type of query. It's very smart. It can do joins on different tables, and even across databases. So you can connect this AI to multiple databases and ask cross-database questions. Sorry. Questions so far? No. I'm going to show some code soon, but again, this type of agent also can be embedded inside your website using this widget, or you can even use it on your backend if you want to automate other type of processes. Okay, so this is actually what I'm showing right now. It's part of our onboarding application, and I have it running locally on my computer, and I will show some code. Maybe just for context, who's on the crowd writes code, like engineer? No one is engineer? Only one, okay. Kind of, okay, so I will not show code because I think it can be confusing, but I will say that Squid as a platform, we are not just doing AI, because when a developer needs to build AI agents or to automate something with AI, they need much more than just AI tools. They need, for example, a scheduler that can automate tasks, or they need to expose API to other systems so they can connect with each other. You might want to listen to changes on a database and react to these changes using trigger. Or you might want to have a database that you can actually store data in order to do caching for the AI, or you want to store some information for the user that is related to this AI automation, but still you need it. So Squid provides all of these tools out of the box. And for example, when you use Squid, you can use it as a database. You don't even use it for AI. So we provide a bunch of tools for automation that help automate AI tasks. So in this case, I built a very simple application for managing to-dos. And you can see here in the code, I know that not everybody reads code, but I manage a collection. A collection is like a table in a database. And you can just say, I want to use a collection, and then you make a query on that collection. Right now, the database is empty, so nothing is shown. But for example, I can do add to do and say, clean the house and make sure to clean the kitchen. Whatever. I'm adding this to do, and it was added. And everything that I show right now has nothing to do with AI, but it's part of the Squid capabilities of storing data and providing real-time data to different clients. But soon I will show the AI capabilities of that. So I created a to-do. But let's say that I actually wanted the AI to create to-dos for me based on some tasks that I want to perform. So for example, I can click here, Create with AI, and I can say, I have a few examples, but let's say I want to do, I plan a trip to Las Vegas. Please create tasks for me to prepare the trip. It is going to be hot. And I click Add. Now it takes some time, you see it's creating, but once it will finish creating these tasks, it will actually create a few tasks that are beneficial for what I want to do in Las Vegas. So for example, research Las Vegas attraction, book accommodation, pack out weather, plan transportation, budget planning, and so on. Now this is a very simple example, but what happens here behind the scene is that I actually provided the AI with a function. Let me show you that function. Okay, so you can see here there is a function that is annotated with the AI function. And this function knows how to create a to-do in the database. It doesn't really matter the implementation of this function, but what's important is that there is a connection between AI function, just a function that I can write, and I provide it as a tool to the agent. And the agent can now, when I provide it with a task, such as create planning for a trip to Las Vegas, it can actually invoke this function multiple times, and each time that invokes it, it creates a task in the database. And the whole code for this mechanism is what you see here on the screen. I create the AI function, it creates a task, and here I invoke the AI. Yes? It can be done, not in this demo because this demo doesn't have priority as a field, but yes, definitely, you can do that. So the question was, if the AI can prioritize this type of task, and the answer is yes. And actually a good example for prioritizing is what you see here. It prioritizes the result based on the score. So this one got score 95, and if I go down, you see that the score, wait, this one is 85, for example. Okay, my time is almost up. Any questions? No, I'll switch back to the presentation. Whoever wants to learn more, please scan one of these QR codes. And also, we have a booth right next to Anthropic. Come speak with me, and you can get a free account to play with Squid Cloud. And if you're interested, I will be happy to show you more demos and to answer more questions. Thank you, everyone.